A situation that can occur quite frequently in the job market is a candidate looking to come back into a sector that he or she used to work in and left. Now, I don't mean necessarily the actual company they left, although that can happen, of course, but I'm thinking particularly about leaving a specific sector. And often this is of real interest to the potential next employer, because they have to try and figure out to some extent what your motivations were for leaving, and then very crucially what your motivations are for coming back into this sector. The reason why that's so vital, of course, is if you had a really strong reason for leaving, to pick a very flippant example, like you were sick of the sector, then it does beg the obvious question of, well, why on earth would you want to come back in? And so for a lot of companies, it's about trying to figure out, is someone coming back in for what I would label positive reasons, or are they coming back in for what I'm going to choose to label negative reasons? Now, I should just stress, coming back in for negative, and that's my wording, reasons, doesn't mean you couldn't be brilliant in the job. It really doesn't mean that at all. But what it does mean is it's often harder for those reasons to seem exciting and compelling in an interview situation for the potential hiring manager. And negative reasons could be things like, I hated my manager, or the new thing I've done, the new venture, the new pathway I pursued just didn't work for me. So here I am giving this a go again. Or I couldn't make it work financially. Or that job just finished and I've done this before, so hey, why don't I give it a go again? Now, none of these things, as I say, mean you couldn't be brilliant in that job and sector again, but it's not very exciting for the hiring manager. Whereas if you can think about things that you genuinely have missed, that you really, and perhaps even inject a little bit of surprise and incredulity at how much you missed these elements, and you are desperate to kind of get them back, that typically is a much more attractive narrative, if you like, for your reasons for coming back. And I think it will be much easier for you to be convincing and compelling with a hiring manager hearing those reasons around, maybe, and it might be things like you've missed the sector, it was exciting, it was creative, the teamwork aspect was vital for you. Obviously it depends on what it is you're talking about. But think about the things that you genuinely have missed and focus on those much more than any sense of, I need another job, or this one didn't work out, or this one pays better, so I'm coming back over here. It is a tricky area, as I say, because it does go to character and motivation, and you will find if you leave lots of threads dangling, that the drill down will continue again and again through the interview, because they're not completely sure. And if they're not completely sure, there is that risk that they will pass you over in favour of someone who's never left, who never walked away, and therefore there isn't that issue around why does he or she leave and why do they want to come back. So give plenty of thought to how you want to structure that whole conversation, because it is a tricky one. So good luck with that.